Who are you guys with?
We're recording. Well, we have our own TikTok on TikTok.
You guys are Trump supporters?
Oh, yeah.
What'd you guys come out here for?
Just to show the truth.
What is the truth?
Just to show, what it's like, A lot of people are wondering,
They're Republicans that support Trump. Is that an issue?
Could be.
Why don't you explain to me what you think is going on here?
What we're hearing is that there's gangs taking over. So we just came to clarify.
In Aurora? Hold on, let him finish. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
We want to hear you.
Yeah, well, that's what we're saying. We hear all that in the news. We just want to come down, trying to take over, trend out. We hear all the breaking in, AR assault rifles, getting assaulted and assaulted. They're like, no more.
I think your shirt is scaring people.
That shirt. Hey, Trump, guys. Hey, make this go viral. Trump is scaring people in Denver, Colorado.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Venezuelan gangs are not. We've talked to the residents, and they said that there are no Venezuelan gangs here. We're not scaring anybody. We actually came just like you to embrace their narrative.
We can't do that. All of a sudden, we have
you got a mesh backpack on. You can clearly see your pistol right now, fool. You got a mesh backpack.
Nobody can see your pistol.
Because you're a bitch.
How do you know he has a pistol?
You can see a little Glock
people
right
who get mad.
The funny thing is, it's all zipped up, so if something went down, he'd get blasted anyways. You can't fucking open your backpack.
Let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel, man. If you're here for the second time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're here for the first time, welcome. All right, so I had to do a part 2, all right, about this Aurora, Colorado apartments because in my last video, oh man, I got some slack. A lot of people saying I'm one-sided. Or no, I've talked to people on the ground. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you both sides. I'm going to show you from Fox News, major media outlet. I'm going to show you from people on the grounds. And then I'm going to let you make your distinction or your decision yourself if gangs are actually taking over. As you see here, they are actually at the apartments. Doesn't look like gangs are taking over, all right? But I don't want to make my conclusion. I just want to give you the evidence and let you make it on your own. So let's go to the next clip.
Shocking. The sheriff's downplaying, saying, well, they haven't really taken over they're there, but they haven't really taken over the apartment complex. But this wasn't the worst of what you experienced. Tell us about it.
Now, the guns and the gunshots, the street full of violence, there were just so many calibers and so many different kinds of weapons. They found bullets all down the street, bullet holes through my cars. Bullet holes in my husband's car, but it was steadily torture. It wasn't just one night. It wasn't one shooting. It wasn't one occurrence. It was a concentrated effort to run the leaseholders out of the building.
Because the policies are favoring the migrants now and dismissing the concerns of native-born or legal immigrants?
Oh, yeah. They weren't even answering my calls. I'd get calls back from the police hours later talking about, I'm sorry, we're not coming. It had to be a crime like this to get them to put boots on the ground and do something. There's no programs that cover us. We're just working Americans that pay our taxes. There's just no setup for people displaced by immigrants.
Colorado's got to wake up. It's destroying this state, illegal immigration, destroying it. Your message to the police chief who said technically they haven't taken over the apartment buildings. They live in the area.
All right, so you have firsthand view from a conservative side of things. They have someone that said she was living there. She said the police would not show up unless it was something to that effect that you saw on the screen. But to be honest, this is just my opinion. That happens in every rough area. That happens in every rough area, every project, every ghetto, every low-income housing. The police are slow to respond. You can look it up, do the statistics, do the Google research. They are slower to respond in those type of neighborhoods. So does that mean gangs have taken over? No. Bullet shots in cars? No. That means gang activity is happening. But I don't see nothing where you see gangs walking around collecting rents, kicking people out. I don't see anything to that effect yet. Not saying it's not happening. I just don't see it. So that's one side. So let's go to the next clip.
I don't know what anybody's talking about. I don't see any criminals here. I think we all know who the real criminals here are. The reality is that there have been some violent incidents at the property that we're fully aware of.
They're trying to say that here there's delinquents, that here there's criminals, here there's moms, there's families, there's fathers, there's families.
There has been mixed messaging in the last few days about claims of a Venezuelan gang taking over an Aurora apartment complex. Well, tonight we're hearing directly from the people who live there and from Mayor Mike Kaufman.
3 apartment complexes where people are coming to see for themselves. After a viral video showing armed men at a complex off of Dallas Street led to questions without clear answers.
I think it's an out-of-state slumlord and hasn't maintained the properties.
Aurora Mayor Mike Kaufman sat down with us on Tuesday to address allegations that apartment complexes in Aurora have been taken over by the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua, or TDA.
The reality is that there have been some violent incidents at the property that we're fully aware of.
Have you been able to confirm any Tren de Aragua activity within those complexes?
I think the view is kind of mixed on that. Quite frankly, that part is not relevant to me. Now, the DEA has confirmed to me that there are Tren de Aragua elements that are involved in fentanyl distribution.
Aurora police are concerned about what they call a small TDA presence in the city. They continue to say they have seized at least 1 gun and additional evidence related to the video that's circulating on social media.
I think that there is gang activity. Whether it's Tren de Aragua, I don't know.
All right, so that's another side of it. So they are admitting that there is gang activity, but they're not saying that they took over. They're saying it's miscommunication. It's a slum landlord. You guys know what that is. I don't know how to explain that. So you got 2 sides now. So I want to put this out here. When I show something and I say something, I'm only going to go by 3 things. Resources that I can see online, my own experiences, and experiences on the ground, right? So now we've seen resources online from each side, right? So now the next thing we need to see is actual people on the ground experiencing it. So that's what we're going to look at right now.
I literally live here. I live in Colorado. I was born here. I was born in Denver. I live in the southern Colorado corridor now, but I fucking live here, imbecile. And your people's willingness and ability to eat up propaganda wholesale without questioning a single fucking thing for yourselves is so funny. That you would disregard people's lived experience who actually reside in this state and prefer propaganda from some fucking questionable outlet that does not do any of its actual due diligence and reporting is sad and pathetic. It was a slumlord who has completely lied about the situation because he refused to make repairs and upgrades to the apartment buildings that he owned, and the city shut him down and condemned them. And they turned around and said this bullshit. You people are gullible as fuck and super, super small.
All right, so they go hands-on experience, number 1. All right, I'll let you be your own judge of that. Let me go to the next clip.
My people, as you can see, I'm right here in Aurora, Colorado. I just had to come out here because I couldn't believe the shit they were saying about those Venezuelans taking over apartment complexes, man. Sitting on top of the roofs with AR-15s. As y'all can see, I'm right here in Aurora, Colorado right now. That's Aurora police. Say, man, ain't shit going on out here like that. Don't believe that. That shit is all hype, man. Ain't nothing taking place like that. I literally just drove down Colfax. That's the street it's supposed to be taking place on, over off of Colfax, and I believe 17th. Ain't nothing popping.
All right, so this is experience number 2. We've actually seen 3, one at the beginning of the video and 2 now. We've actually seen 2 different media outlets, one on the more liberal side and one on the more conservative side. So I am not going to base my judgment because I did that in the last video, so you already know how I feel. I want to put the evidence out there and let you make your own conclusion, all right? If it's hard for me not to make that type of judgment, because when you live that certain life and you've lived in that type of area, you know what's expected and what's not. And people who have not ever experienced that type of life will assume one thing. And I'm not going to say what that is because then I want you to make your own, critical thinking type of judgment here. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you actually think the gang has taken over, or do you think it's just gang activity with a side of a little bit of a bad landlord? All right. If you are still with me, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. I will see you next video.